Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to World of Warplanes. Today we are continuing our discussion of premiums. I am with Corvus, and today we're talking about the not freemium premium aircraft in Period 2. And this is a very mixed bag of planes. And what general thoughts, Corvus? What do you think about Tier 5 non-freemium?
So in Tier 5, we have two of the planes we've got selected here. The Chinese P-40N and the BF-109E3 Skies of Albion aircraft from way back, I think, 2018, maybe?
One of the first premiums in the entire game.
Yep. Which was available at the same time along with another non-freemium, which was a Spitfire 1A. Each have a special pilot, and I think you're running your special pilot.
Yep, I have my special pilot in both planes.
So yeah, they are better with their special pilot. Arguably, the BF-109E3 does pretty well with I would say a fairly high skills pilot. It's a pretty good plane. It's a little undergunned if you're used to the regular Emil, but it's turnier, so you can surprise Spitfires at tier, but not the 1A. You won't surprise that guy because, yeah.
The E3 can certainly still do its job. Like, it's not that the plane itself is bad, it's just that everything else around the plane is just so much better. Like,
right.
I would argue some of the weakest tech tree planes at Tier 5 are still stronger than the E3 in certain areas that just make this plane not as desirable. And this is not a plane you can get for free. This is a plane that will show up every now and then in the store, and you need to spend real money to get it. I got a bundle that came with this, the Beaufighter 5. Technically it came with Spitfire 1A, but I earned that in Christmas, so I already had the plane. And a Tier 4 premium. Like, I had to spend some money to get this plane.
And with the special pilot, it's a little better with a special pilot, but again, it's not getting its skill to activate is not as easy. If you're used to diving on your opponents, it's helpful, but it's not groundbreaking. So that's the thing. It doesn't break the game, not like the airplane I've chosen.
Yes,
the airplane I've chosen is the P-40N Chinese, which was recently offered in a marathon. And what's wonderful about this plane is it has all the statistics of the P-40 tech tree plane, which is already really good with the HMG buff. But now it's got a gun slot, and so now people put gas operated action in it, and it makes it better. And so now we have pretty much the best light fighter at the tier at which light fighters still dominate the skies. Mostly, I was going to say you can find the odd heavy fighter pilot slumming it down at tier 5 and can mop up the skies using a well-flown heavy fighter, but
you can really only make that argument
very often.
You can really only make that argument with one or two heavy fighters, and even then, it's still really difficult for them to deal with a P-40, BF-109E, or the P-40N.
That's true, and it's a P-38F is the only one fast enough to deal with all those airplanes.
And P-38s are finicky little monsters.
Right, it's hard to make those guys run really well. I love mine, but I'm a heavy fighter guy, so you did mention the Beaufighter 5. The Beaufighter 5, another one of the premiums that you can't buy for gold.
Essentially, we're talking about planes that you cannot earn for free in the game itself. You have to give Wargaming money for this, or you had to have participated in a marathon that typically lasts around a month to get your hands on the P40N, like Corvus has right there locked in.
The one of the I think some of these aircraft are available in crates.
Yes.
And so it's possible that you'll get a drop in a crate, but it's not something you count on.
Yeah.
It'd just be pure luck if they drop in a crate.
And you'd have to get like steel crater above.
A26 is really the class of the enemy team. Back in the old days. All right.
I crit his engine, which means he goes down.
So over here, as far as I can tell, the red team has not decided to send anyone over here that's of human.
Really?
Of a human flavor. Only bots are over here.
That's a very interesting decision on their part.
Well, some folks don't hold the mining plant as, I mean, they hold it as important, but not as important as something else like the. So the Spitfire did come over here and critted me, but I got out of the zone before he could do anything. So he's chasing me right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm gonna just fly away. Oh, he turned. Bad idea, buddy.
Okay, destination. You may be a clanmate of mine, but I will kill you to get this.
Yes. OSS is like that too. If it's red, it's dead. That's our motto.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh well, destination's actually a former clanmate of mine, and I just remembered he'd actually left the country months ago. But I still consider him a clanmate. So.
All right, bingo. All right. Now Luke just got.
What is with the? Who are these guys? These Blandford guys. Who are they?
Don't know.
Also, they have an A26. Where is he?
It's a valid question. I haven't seen him either. Right.
Genuine question. Where is he?
Go ahead.
It also helps that you have ordnance. They're multi-role.
I have not taken ordnance in this thing.
Oh, really?
I have not. I fly it like a light fighter. And now I'm running away from the Spitfire. He didn't learn the first time, so. Up. Don't turn away, bud. Oh.
Right? Okay, so, I feel bad for the Blandfords because I don't think their A26 ever appeared.
Oh. No, that's unfortunate.
He has points, but, like, where was he?
Here we are. I've loaded up the XP54 because it is probably the most hated at tier 6.
Yeah,
it used to be the most hated heavy fighter in the game until the P61 showed up.
We won't talk about that one.
Spot.
We won't talk about that one until we get to the non-freemiums in period 3. But the XP54 was so bad they actually nerfed it in January of 2024, and it's still fairly strong, but you've got to kind of know what you're doing. And in tier 6, there's The tech tree heavy fighters are pretty close to the 54. The P-38L exists, which is pretty close to the 54. So
Yeah.
I'd say the nerfs brought it in line with a lot of the other heavy fighters. Not everyone agrees with my sentiment about this, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Because in my opinion, the P-38L is not that broken of a heavy fighter. It's good, it's strong, it might be one of the stronger ones, but I don't think it's overpowered.
Yeah, and see, it's at this particular tier, the P-38L is my go-to because I feel it's the strongest heavy fighter at tier. I feel that it's so good that it performs adequately at tier 7. Yes, even with the BF-109 K6 in the sky.
That will come up later.
It's fast. It's got great altitude. The guns are wonderful.
The P-38L does the one thing that the P-38J doesn't. It has good guns.
Yep.
The P-38J is a good plane. Don't get me wrong. I love my P-38J. But the P-38L has a more consistent cannon out the front than the P-38J.
Yep.
And overall makes it a better heavy fighter.
The cannon rounds, even though it's a mixed caliber cannon rounds, all the cannon rounds have essentially the same ballistics and the same range. And so instead of having these 5 guns that you really have to worry more about the 37 millimeter cannon in the P-38F and J, now you've got consistent cannon that you don't have to think about the ranges and the ballistics as much. All you got to do is figure out, get a feel for where they're going to intersect your target. Now all you have to do is concentrate on flying the beast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the challenge with the P-38L, which is one of the reasons why I would not consider it overpowered, is because it takes some doing to fly a P-38. Any of the P-38s takes some doing, and if you're not naturally a heavy fighter guy, then it can be something where you find yourself low and out of boost, and then if you're low and out of boost, you're kind of dead. And that makes playing it harder.
And I will say the XP-54 is one of the more maneuverable heavy fighters at tier, but with the nerf, its cannon dispersion is actually noticeable, and so you actually have to be careful where you point those guns and how you pull lead, because if you're not careful with it, you're gonna miss more than you would have before.
Yep. And the burst length has also been nerfed somewhat, so you actually have to have some trigger discipline.
And I think it also has a higher percentage chance to see tier 7.
Yes, a 20% additional chance to see tier 7.
So that is another way to indirectly nerf an aircraft, is just put it up against its higher tier more often, because the higher tier planes will typically shred through lower tier ones pretty quick.
And having played it at tier 7, it does okay at tier 7. The XP-54 does okay at tier 7.
Not saying it can't hold its own to an extent, but there are aircraft at tier 7 that absolutely destroy an XP-54.
Yep.
Consistently.
The Typhoon is a good counter to it. Strong guns, fast, and then of course the light fighters at tier. The I-220 and the P-51D are both very good and just rip an XP-54 apart.
A 109Z will delete it in one shot, I think.
Yep. Yeah, that's another weakness that this plane has. It's a little delicate for a heavy fighter. It's only got 350 hit points, which is not much.
Yeah.
And it's big. So
it's got a large cross section, yeah.
It eats those shots.
That's kind of what you get when you have a aircraft of that size with a rear-mounted engine.
I shouldn't complain. I mean, we're having fun. It's a thing. Oh. Do I have an ME410 following me? What do you know? Hey, buddy.
Oops,
Let's have a turn fight.
Are you trying? Is that 410 trying to turn with you?
Yes. Don't do that, folks. It's just best not to do that.
You have that bow fighter? I need to go kill some.
Yes,
bombers.
I do. I'm going. I'm gonna try to.
I might have got a face full of German bomber just for a second there.
Oh, I hear you, buddy. I hear you. All right. Oh, I see a B-17G above.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do my dastardly deed to him.
Yeah, I already shot him a bunch.
For softening him up. Yep. No, it's good. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Let me get revenge on this one bomber, though.
Nice.
I haven't even used my ordnance yet. That's how strong this aircraft is, just in general.
Yeah, no, it's.
You can fly this plane without the ordnance, and it's purely optional. Hello, P-51A.
That's what I do. I fly it without the ordnance because I prefer it slick. I want it fast.
Hey, there's a P-51 chasing me up here. Do you have a moment?
I would be happy to.
Oh, he's breaking off because there's a bow fighter here. Oh no, he's not breaking off actually.
Oh,
I'm diving. He should be up there.
Is this him?
Yeah, it's him, right there. Thank you for softening him up.
Oh, and now you've got the...
Oh, we switched!
Well, he was smart to do that. That's what you want to do.
Well, I might not live this now. He can outturn me there.
Come on. Thank you. Oops. What do you mean, oops?
Say that a lot.
Spitfire.
That's just your phrase. It's just oops.
Yeah, it's because I make mistakes.
410 on me.
Right. I'm coming. Just not, there we go. Just gonna ask you to make a port turn, and then you did it anyway.
He is still on me. Wow.
Well, I just ran into the edge of my mouse pad.
Why do these guys keep showing up when I'm not ready for them to?
Yes, how dare they? There we go.
I'm gonna set the Spitfire on fire because it has fire in the name.
Yes.
It deserves to be on fire. Well, maybe now I
Nice.
can actually get fixed up.
Right. Then me too. Alright, so.
Boy, do I need it. They seem to be coming after me, like, a lot. And I don't know what I did.
You existed.
Shouldn't they be going after
Now
you first? A high A1.
Well, that'd be smart. I mean, well, under my way of thinking, the P-38L is more dangerous. All right, so I'm gonna go over here.
Is it really more dangerous though? That's like
it's an argument, right? I mean, there are people that just absolutely positively. Ooh, this is dangerous. I shouldn't be over here.
I've landed a few dings in that Spitfire, but it's a Spitfire. It has an absurd amount of health. Also, the 410 showed up again.
Oops.
Actually, I'm gonna spawn next to our spawn point. I have a chance to take out a bomber and 2 of their attack planes immediately.
Gotcha. And now it's gonna be squall right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed.
is it? Oh, right down here.
If you maybe want to try and focus on flipping that center garrison, I'll get rid of a couple of these.
I'm just trying to get. I've got a couple of multi-rolls that have decided that I'm food. I'm having difficulty dispatching them quickly. There we go. All right, center garrison you want.
Yeah, it was the closest to being flipped when I said that. I don't know anymore.
Well, one of these guys has still got his XP-54 on. God bless it! Come on! Well, that's the end of me.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, he rammed me.
Oh, well,
So
that took him out too, then.
Yes, it did. All right, now you got to win this battle for us.
That's a Spitfire. So that up there is P-51. Just know I'm here. Tail. So that should. Got it.
Okay, so you've only got. There's only 2 more aircraft.
Yeah.
They only have 2 more aircraft.
Yep. I can see them both, actually.
That's 1 more.
Yep. I'm stalking him.
Nice work.
Really.
Really?
Why are Spitfires so squirrely?
I don't know what he's doing. Nice work, bro.
Victory is ours.
I think we would have won anyway, but I mean,
I think the points have finally turned in our favor. There was a good while where the points were not in our favor that much. Now it is time for the Tier 7 Premiums. Now the Tier 7 Premiums are fun, because, in my opinion, save for 2 aircraft, Tier 7 is the most balanced tier in the game. It's one of the few tiers where you can actually fly anything, and you can still get your job done. The big problem with Tier 7 is you see Tier 8, one of the least balanced tiers in the game.
yep.
That summarizes it?
That about takes care of it.
So, the 2 problem planes in Tier 7 are 2 of the types of planes we're talking about. Marathon aircraft. The one I have here is the Tu-1, which is the only Soviet heavy fighter, with 2 huge sniper guns on the nose. And the other one is the Bf-109 K6, which I do not have, but Corvus has selected.
Yep.
These planes, when they are in, break Tier 7. The K6 more than the Tu-1. The Tu-1 can blap you out of the air from, like, a long ways off. But if you get behind the Tu-1, it's not really able to shake you that easily. You've got to know what you're doing in order to shake somebody off your tail in the Tu-1.
Yes.
The K6, on the other hand, breaks the tier, I'd say, tenfold.
Yeah, even though its hard stats argue that it's not that overpowered. It has 3 30mm cannon, and those 3 30mm cannon hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they're MK108s, which have the slow shell velocity and the short range, man, you get up on it with this plane, and it just blows aircraft out of the air. They don't have time to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't kill them, you'll crit them nearly to death.
And then you get to just turn around at your leisure and then take them out.
Yes. And that's a crazy thing, is that the maneuverability on mine currently is sitting at 11.4 is average turn time. Well, that might be the average turn time, but when you use the rudder, it's less, and it's a lot less. It's you can get around pretty easily, and I do it all the time with this plane.
One of my biggest criticisms of the game as a whole is the 109 line and how maneuverable it is compared to other aircraft of its class. And because when I've done some research into historical accounts of the 109's performance, the 109 did not have that great of a maneuverability characteristic to it. It could maneuver, but it was not really as good as it is in this game. Granted, this game is an arcade game. This game is not really realistic at all.
Right.
But I would, in general, like to see all of the 109's maneuverabilities taken down by a couple of points. Just across the board.
And what they were good at was how fast they were. And their handling, while they weren't good rate fighters, their handling was snappy. So, because they were small and light. And had reasonable engine power, so that was they should be more boom and zoom than they are.
Right, they should be more like the Mustangs.
They should be more like the Mustangs.
They should be more like the Mustangs. Maybe even equal the turn rate of the Mustang.
Yes.
Make that fight a little more even, please.
Right. Yeah. And you know, they tried to make this guy a little less than the G, the tech tree plane.
Yeah, but this plane is so much better than the tech tree plane just because it has more firepower.
It is better. It is a lot better. And in fact, I'm going to sell the G.
You don't need the G. These are really stupid strong. I'd argue the K6 is stronger than the TU1, but they're fairly close. They're not like the K6 isn't a mile ahead of the TU1, just like a little bit.
I agree with you. I agree with you that the K6 is also easier to use. As a light fighter, it's easier to use, so it's more accessible for the greater population of the game. The TU1 takes some doing to get it to do the thing that it does. Those 45s, when they hit, is just absolutely brutal.
You can delete most aircraft in one shot if you land both shots.
Yeah, but you have to get them to hit. That's the trick.
The other thing that gives the TU1 an edge is it comes if you buy it on Steam, which is where I got mine. You can get a special project radio navigation equipment. Or wait, is it special project or is it just specific to the TU1?
It's just specific to the TU1. It's a
ultimate TU1 radar.
Radar something, yeah.
Mine gives me plus 15.4% concealment. So as long as I'm not boosting, I'm invisible for 15% longer.
And here's the crazy part. Once you get that radar thing fully enhanced and calibrated, you can actually almost get up on somebody before they see you and shoot them.
Yep. So, and this thing's got a long, like insanely long gun range anyway. So if you are incredibly careful and you don't get spotted by any other plane, you're guaranteed to hit.
Huh.
I don't know, it's just, it already says I'm under AA fire.
Oh. Well, yeah.
So like...
I often wonder if the AA can see through your camouflage and all that stuff.
Well, just killed that P-38 in like one hit, so...
Yeah. No, it's wicked. That play is just absolutely brutal. Not like this play. Ouch.
Yeah, not
Come
like
over
your
this
plane.
other garrison.
Your plane is about as broken as a black hole.
Yeah, no, it's broken. It's super broken. And we're top tier, so we don't even get to. We don't even
suffer the
be
soft,
challenged.
Yeah, we don't even suffer the soft nerf that is tier 8.
So the other thing here is that this plane with its fantastic guns, it breaks the meta of tier 7 being the most balanced tier.
Yes.
Proceed with caution.
Oops. I gotta watch my minimap. Oh my gosh. The heavy fighters have been setting me on fire now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, you are absolutely correct in that it feels like the ADAs have grown a little bit stronger. All right. The question is, shall we meet in the middle?
I'm currently outslowing a tornado, so... Just to give you a little bit of an idea, like, the tornado sting is outslowing people, and I just outslowed it.
Crap! Oh my gosh! Well, that was weak.
Who died to a Yak 3RD?
Well, that's not why I died. I died because a tornado critted me at range. Got someone following me.
Oh, look! A Hornet crit my wing. Oh, look! A Hornet crit my tail.
I'm disappointed at the... Oh, well, somebody did something right over there. He shot you down.
I couldn't get the Hornet off my tail because he crit it and my wing. So like what little maneuverability I had was gone.
And so yeah, it's that's one of the things about. I was going to talk about my my experiment with this particular plane, running Emma Vogel.
Oh yes, please do.
And I think she's better as a heavy fighter pilot, and not as a light fighter pilot. And I just haven't been able to see much. The acceleration of the dive is great, and I enjoy the better acceleration in the dive. But it's not a game changer in this plane. It's good, but it's not a game changer. The pilot that I currently have in it has engine guru 1 and engine guru 2, and that I think is a big help in this plane.
Right. As it is, it's a help for any plane that's on, honestly.
Yes, I agree. All right, now I'm going to take this garrison over here while I'm here.
I love just casually glancing in someone's direction and just deleting them off the face of the planet.
Yes, it's very helpful. I like that about that plane too.
I don't even really need to like scope in. I can just let the auto aim do most of the work.
Oh gosh.
This is why I like sniper planes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, sniper planes are great.
I really should go down the Soviet multi-role line, but I want to get the LA-160 first.
I like the LA-160. I have a lot of fun in it. It's unfortunate that it's trapped in tier 9. You see a lot of tier 10s. I enjoyed that entire line, truth be told.
Right.
And I knew what I was getting with each plane in the line. Mm-hmm. The playstyle changes at tier 9, so it goes from great guns made it to a decent airframe and with decent engine power. So it's one of those where it's got to know your opponent. Here's my opponent is
Yak 3RD now because I messed up my attack run on him and he squirreled out of the way of my cannon.
Victory is almost ours.
Well, I died at the Anyway, please continue.
And then you get to the LA 160, which is super turny, not great altitude, and the guns, while good, you have to work at it to land the.
They have the
30s.
only revolving
30s,
yeah, only revolving 30s in the Soviet line.
You're on your own.
Period.
Yep. And they're good. They hit hard. They're really they're very effective. You can actually do work when it comes to things like ground attack aircraft. It's good enough to do work against ground attack aircraft, which is, for a light fighter is pretty exceptional. And then you get the LA-15 at tier 10. The LA-15 at tier 10 has 3 23mm cannons, which you say, oh, that's kind of a downgrade. No. These are tier 10 23mm cannon. They are good. Mm-hmm. They really take care of business. And it's turn, and the LA-15 is pre-turn.
Great job today. We'll be waiting.
I was like giving that game half my attention and I walked away with Hero in the Sky.
Yeah, see, I was sort of loafing, and plus I was dumb and went in the middle when I shouldn't have. But
dude,
if I hadn't gone in the middle,
I went to the middle and they couldn't remove me. I had to remove myself. Well, Corvus, it's been a pleasure, and everyone, if you know of a premium aircraft that's from a marathon or that you have to buy that we didn't talk about, that you want to, or that you think we should have, let me know in the comments. We mentioned quite a few aircraft, especially once we got to tier 7, but we barely spoke about any like tier 5 and 6, so there's probably a good amount of those planes that we missed in those tiers that we just didn't mention. So yeah, I will talk to you all in the next video. Have a good time.
Trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing. Thank the Lord on how I'm living. See me riding with my top down. No cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop.